Hello, friends. Welcome to another Stamp With Me Tuesday. Tonight we are doing terrific technique number 23. This is the faux torn paper card making technique. I think you are going to absolutely love it. It's so quick and easy and super fun to do. So if you are here and joining me live, leave me a comment. Let me know if you've done this technique before, because it's definitely not a new technique. It's an oldie but a goodie. If you're watching the replay, special welcome to you as well. I'm so glad that you're here. I love to know that you guys watch the replay. So go ahead and leave me a comment. Let me know if you have done this technique before. If this is your first time here, welcome. I'm so glad you joined me. I am Heidi with Onigo Stamping, and I'm going to help you reconnect with your inner artist by using stamps, ink, and paper to create beautiful handmade gifts and cards that you are going to be so proud of. All right, here is the stamp set I'm going to be working with tonight. This is the Seaside Wishes stamp set, and of course I have some blending brushes out because for tonight's project you need at least a piece of white cardstock, either some masking paper or some sticky notes, some blending brushes, and a couple ink pads, all right? Those are the basics. I'm going to go ahead and finish out the card with a couple more pieces of cardstock to layer it up, but that's the basics for the technique. So I'm using the Seaside Wishes tonight, which is a super fun stamp set. This bundle is still available. It's almost the end of June. We have 5 days left, which means 5 days left of the bundle sale where you can get an additional 10% off stamp and dies bundles. Now, a week ago, I think it was a week ago, I said a bunch were back in stock. There's a bunch out of stock again, but not the Seaside Wishes. So if you want this, I'd grab it because who knows? Things seem to be coming and going. All right, I'm going to make my workspace look just a little bit bigger so we can get started. Hello, Joan and Janet and Vay and Dora and Fonda and Carol Sue and Cheryl. I am so glad y'all are joining us. All right, I have my piece of white, but before that, I'm going to grab my masking paper. All right, I already have a piece cut here. So you want a piece of masking paper that's about 2.5 inches. I would say this one's 7. You could do 6, but I'm going to go ahead and just leave this 7, but about 2.5 inches. Now, if you don't have masking paper, you all right, you can use sticky notes like this. Hopefully I unfroze. You can use sticky notes like this, but it's going to take a little bit more effort to do it. The bigger your sticky notes, the better for this technique. All right, so masking paper is a lot like sticky notes. It's basically sticky paper that is going to cover up part of your paper. So what I'm going to do, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to tear this, and I am not going to worry about getting a really straight line. It's and curves and things. So I'm actually going to try to add some in and just tear that right in half. Oh, all right, my computer is doing weird things. There we go. All right, so I have 2 pieces torn right in half, and I'm going to take these. I'm going to put one at the top and one at the bottom, right? So now the hardest part about using masking paper, which is getting the 2 pieces apart. I'm going to grab my take your pick tool with the little dental end. See if that helps. Yes, it does. All right. So I'm going to take that off. See if I'm in the center here. I'm going to go ahead and put this piece at the top, like that. And then I'm going to get the second piece off. And I'm going to put this piece at the bottom. Now, I kind of like to not have it exactly line up. And I'm going to go, oh, that's probably about good. So I like it not to exactly line up. You could though, you could have it, line up right how it was, or, be off a little bit. I like it to be off. I think it's kind of more fun like that. I'm going to go ahead and put it here, which is why I like to use kind of an extra long piece. Plus this way it's coming off the sides, which is just going to hold this whole thing down. All right, I'm going to use Pool Party and Crumb Cake. I'm going to try these together. Normally I like to pick like 2 blues or a blue and a yellow or a blue and a green. colors that kind of go together. These are kind of two different colors, but with the Seaside Wishes, I think it's going to work well. So I have the Pool Party on my blending brush. Just going to tap that off a little bit. And I'm going to start by adding this towards the top. And just starting by doing some light blending to put down some ink. And I always like to start off the side of my paper, or the top of my paper, and come down when I am blending, and just keep going over and over until you get the level of color that you want. So I'm just going to keep coming in here and adding in some more Pool Party. I'm doing this kind of towards the top. Okay, one more time. Yes, this is masking paper, Michelle. You could also use something like painter's tape. That would work. Now, if you're using sticky notes, you're going to have to tear off the end by the sticky, and you're going to have to put multiples on top of each other. That's why I said it takes a little bit more effort with sticky notes. All right, I'm going to stop there. I may come back to the Pool Party, but I'm going to switch out. Stacey, you love this technique. You found it easy as a beginner. Yeah, I think it's pretty easy, and I think it really, like, it makes you feel really artsy, right? All right, I'm using some crumb cake, so I'll just tap off my blending brush with the crumb cake, and I'm going to add that on the bottom. And I got a little bit heavy-handed right there, but that's okay. We'll just keep coming in and adding more across the bottom here. And just keep blending and blending until we get the level of color we want. And sometimes it just takes time. Like I said, you don't want to start pushing too hard. You want to start pretty light and then kind of building up. All right. So I have some crumb cake on there. I am going to go ahead and do a little bit more Pool Party. There's a dental end. All right. So Kim, it's not actually a dental end. This is one of the extra, I don't remember what this is called, but it's one of the extra tool sets that you can purchase for the take your pick tool. This one, and then it comes with this little blade, the little perforation. I don't know, blade. It perforates it anyway. But I really like this because the picky part is really, really skinny. So it's really good for pulling apart masking paper and adhesive sheets, things like that. So, all right, I'm coming back in with a little more Pool Party. I'm just blending it into the crumb cake just a little bit more. All right. So there we go. I'm pretty happy with that. So Michelle, the tool, when you originally get it, it only comes with certain parts, but then there's additional kits that you can get to add on to it. And this is in one of the additional kits. So I have, oh my gosh, I have 3 take your pick tools. So I have this one. It has my brush tip for getting off detailed dies. And then it has this one. I have, what do I want to say? Styluses on the end, embossing styluses. And then my regular one has the regular pokey tip on one end. This opens up and has the flat paddle. And then the other end has the, like the gummy stuff. What is it called? I don't know. And then this one, I keep this pokey, the dental end. And then there's even like a thinner, long, sharp, pokey, needly end inside there. And then this end has this wheel, which is very sharp, and it cuts like a perforated line. So You have the brush tip. Yeah, so the dental end is newer than the rest of the pieces. All right, I have my ink on there. I'm going to come in and do some stamping. I'm going to start with some crumb cake, and I'm going to stamp some sand dollars with crumb cake. I'm going to use this great big one over here. And then I think I'm going to put a smaller one over here. There we go. Maybe a second smaller one just to even that up. All right, and then I'm going to add some starfish. Now I'm going to do the starfish to bring in another color, which is going to be the Calypso coral. I almost said cameo coral, which is a really, really old color. But I've been getting stuff ready for my BOGO sale happening tomorrow night. And a bunch of the things that I have for sale are some very old colors, inks, cardstocks, pattern paper. And so I've been looking at cameo coral, and that was in my head. But really, this is Calypso coral. All right, let's see. I think, you know what? I'm actually going to pull in some petal pink. I'm going to stamp some rocks down here in petal pink, I think. Seems like a fun thing to do. So there we go. And I want to add in some dots. I think I'm going to do those in Calypso coral. Or you know what? Maybe we'll do those in Pool Party. Let's do the dots in Pool Party, shall we? Hello, Sheila. Welcome. So I have to clean that stamp off because, of course, I started inking it up with Calypso coral. We're almost to the big reveal moment. All right, so let's try some Pool Party. Just add some dots in here. Like that. All right, now we get to peel off the masking paper and see what it looks like underneath. Hopefully it held up to all my blending. Sometimes the masking paper does get kind of saturated, and sometimes it soaks through a little bit or doesn't come off well, like right there, but we'll get that bit. Or pulls off too much paper. Oh my goodness. All right, it's okay. It's all good. There we go. So you do want to pull slowly and gently. And I did get a big rip in my paper, which let's see what I want to do. I'm going to go ahead. I'm just going to remove it. We're just going to take it off. It's like the first time that is, and usually I go slow enough that I don't have that trouble. So you definitely want to go slow. If you see it starting to rip, go ahead and stop. I'm just going to pull that off just like this and get the rest of the little bits down here. You might even want to let this sit for a minute, make sure that ink dries, because I'm kind of touching it and it's getting ink on my fingers. So I'm going to grab some hand sanitizer and just get any little bits of ink off my fingers. Michelle, I am working on grid paper. So it would have been good to work on my glass mat tonight. That would have been perfect. I was just being lazy and I didn't feel like pulling it out because it's kind of under some things right now. All right. But that glass mat is going to be available again starting July 3rd. And it is perfect for doing things like blending. All right. So there we go. I maybe could have left that opening a little bigger, but that's pretty cute. So you can see how you get that faux torn paper look to it. Janet, what else comes with the glass mat? All right. So what comes with the glass mat? You get the glass mat. You get this white thing that sticks to the glass mat, and you can put Mine is all dusty. You can put Stampin' Spots. Stampin' Spots will stick in there. This you can use to like clean off your brushes or do watercoloring or put down ink pads. They'll stick to that. This sticks to the glass mat. It also comes with a gray chamois that's thinner than the purple chamois. So you can use that to clean off the glass mat surface. All right, let's see. Let's do my sentiment with Calypso Coral. So I'm just going to come in here with my sentiment, and I'm just going to stamp it right there. So super easy. And then I'm going to finish this card up. So I started with a 3 3/4 by 5 inch piece of white cardstock. I have a piece of Calypso Coral that is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. And I'm just going to put that on here, which will just give it a teeny tiny border. And of course, I have some more samples to show you once I get done. So we'll pop this on here. So much fun. The glass mat might not be as difficult for you, and actually might like give you a nice surface to like load things on and then move it. So yeah, that might work really well in your kitchen. I was using mine for a long time and had it out on my work table, and it was fine. But then when it was unavailable, I put it away. And I just haven't pulled it back out again. All right, so then I have a piece of crumb cake cardstock. This is 8 1/2 by 5 1/2. Scored it at 4 1/4, and I just folded it in half. And we're just gonna put some green glue on the back here. Now, what's really fun about this technique is you could just use some thick white cardstock and do it like as a single layer card, a card that doesn't have any layering. I like to add just a little bit of layering. So that's what I did. But there we go. There is our faux torn paper technique card. Isn't that cool? I don't know. This technique, I just love it. I just love it. I love the way the colors look. All right, let me show you my bonus samples. Now, you could add on some bling, some ribbon, whatever you want with this, right? And let me show you what I did for my other cards. So this one is simple again. This is with the Market Goodness stamp set. And I just stamped a hello. I think I did this in crumb cake and pecan pie. And then I stamped those vegetables on there. And I just think that is so, so cute. So this is Granny Apple Green, and then I have a layer of crumb cake in there too. Super fun. And then I started to jazz it up a little bit. So this one, I used the Happiest Day stamp set. And I did, I think, Daffodil Delight and crumb cake on the ink up here. Then I stamped the little rainbows from Happiest Day in Coastal Cabana, Pretty Peacock, and Melon Mambo. And then I stamped the sentiment on a piece that I had cut out with the modern hexagon punch. Now you can see I have a little bit of a border here. What I did is I cut the modern hexagon out from the Coastal Cabana, and then I cut it in half and I adhered it to the back of the sentiment piece. Michelle, yes, the glass mat is smooth. It is glass. It is not textured. It is completely smooth. All right, and then finally, I did something with a little shimmer and shine. So this one, I used the new Tune In stamp set in Summer Splash and Pretty Peacock. And those are the colors. I think I used Pool Party, Summer Splash, and Pretty Peacock as my blending colors there. And then for these little stars here, check this out. They're shimmery. This is some of the glimmer paper, and I put it on a foam adhesive sheet before I cut it out. So those are actually kind of popped up. If you can see that, I'm trying to turn it. It's hard to see, but they are popped up on some foam. But that way I didn't have to try to get dimensionals under the little bits, but it still gives you that dimension, and it's super sparkly, super, super sparkly, which I thought was so fun. All right, those are my cards for tonight. I hope that you try out this technique. I am going to go over to my Facebook group and I'm going to post a picture of my samples. And if you made a card along with me tonight, I hope that you will come over there and post a photo of your card so we can all see it and see what it looks like with different colors and different stamps and all that kind of good stuff. So, oh, thank you, Sarah and Michelle and Cindy. I'm so glad you guys like it. While you're over in my Facebook group, just to let you know, that is where tomorrow night's BOGO sale is going to be happening. I have cleaned out my craft room. Well, I have mostly cleaned out a bunch of things from my craft room that have retired. And I am going to be showing them live tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern, in the Facebook group. So not on the Facebook page, not on YouTube, in the Facebook group. I don't know what my phone's doing. In the Facebook group. And you can claim items. And then after the sale, you can go and shop in my online store and get new items for that amount. And I'll send you the items, the retired items that you claimed for free. You just have to pay the shipping on them. So that's where the buy one, get one free is from. Hopefully it'll be fun. This is the first time I've ever done a BOGO sale. So we'll see how it goes. But that is going to be live tomorrow night, Wednesday at 8 p.m. over in the Facebook group. The replay will be available to shop for 24 hours. And then I'll be putting up photo albums at noon on Friday with anything that didn't sell, that you can also have for 24 hours to claim items from there too. So, all right. That is it for tonight. I am so glad you guys came and hung out. Don't forget to go post your photos because I want to see them. And then I will see you tomorrow night for the BOGO sale. Otherwise, I will see you again on Thursday. We are going to make some quick and easy no stamping cards. So come and check them out. See you then.